Hey everybody, Jeff Bates is my name. Dolewhipdad is this channel. I'm glad you're here. This is the first episode of what I hope is a continuing series beginning right now and moving on, well, perhaps for forever. Dolewhipdads, that's this channel, Disney Book Club. There's lots of Disney books that I have read. There's lots of Disney books that I own. There's lots of Disney books that I want. And this is the one I want to start with. And so here's what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on reading a book and doing a review, but not the whole book in one review. I'm going to read a chapter or two a day, and then I'm going to do a video. I'm not going to do this every day. It's not going to be my daily vlog for the rest of my life. That's not what I mean. But once a week or so, I'm going to post, maybe even more, depending on how big the book is. I'll be posting reviews, and I'm going to be asking some of you to read along. Now, some of you might want to watch the videos just to learn about the book through my eyes. But what I hope, and that's fine, that's great, but what I hope is that some of you go out and get the book and read it along with me so we can discuss it. Ideally, I'll do a chapter or two, I'll do my review of that chapter or two, hopefully to get people excited about it, and then at the end, well, maybe we'll do a live stream, and one or more of you will come on the live stream, you read it along, or you've read it previously, whatever, and we'll talk about the book. If that sounds like something you'd like, I hope you stick around. Day one of Robert Iger's The Ride of a Lifetime, Lessons Learned from 15 Years as CEO of Walt Disney Company. I deeply believe that Robert Iger has saved Disney. I'm excited to read about it in more detail. I followed his career, well, obviously since he became CEO of my favorite company, and I'm just really, really excited. So I hope you follow along. If you're interested in buying the book, there's a link in the description, Amazon affiliate link. So let me just say bluntly, I'll get a percentage of that sale. It doesn't cost more for you. I don't know what the percentage is, but ideally we get 25 million people to buy all these books and I get a penny per. I don't know what I'm talking about, but Amazon affiliate links is one of the many ways creators, YouTubers and others can make a living, and I'd like to start. So if you're interested in getting the book, maybe you already have it, but if you need to buy it, click the link below. Again, I'll state, it does not cost you any more money to click the link. They just send a percentage to the creator, in this case, me. Makes sense? It's pretty easy. You click the button, it takes you to Amazon, you sign in, they send me a little bump. Make sense? And I really need 3 people to do it in the next 90 days or whatever, so they don't delete my account. But that's a whole nother thing. Let's begin, shall we? Robert Iger's The Ride of a Lifetime, Lessons Learned from 15 Years as CEO of the Walt Disney Company. Let's go. All right, let's get started. No, I'm not reading the book to you, of course. But I am going to start with the sleeve. I read every word. Sorry. It starts right here. A grand vision defined. The CEO of Disney shares the ideas and values he embraced to reinvent one of the most beloved companies in the world and inspire the people who bring the magic to life. All right, so this is going to be a masterclass in leadership. So where I just left you, I just said, hey, I'm going to read the jacket. And I let you know that I always read the jacket. I read every word. You know, the jacket with cover and, of course, reviews is what it's going to really help anybody decide what book to buy, pick up, read, borrow, whatever. I don't know how somebody who cares about leadership would read that jacket and not feel insanely inspired. It was a master class in leadership, and I haven't even opened the book yet. Now, I knew it. I'm going to be overly excited about this one because this is right in my wheelhouse. It's Disney. It's Iger. I love reading high-level CEOs' do's and don'ts. I'm going to have to talk about myself a little bit because it's going to be my reaction to this. So some of you may know this, most of you probably won't. I am the executive director, CEO of a nonprofit. It's my second organization that I've been the executive director, CEO of. I've been at the organization that I'm currently at for 6 or 7 years. I should have looked on my LinkedIn. You can go follow me on my LinkedIn if you want. But that's neither here nor there. But my point is, I like reading leadership stuff. This is not my first. It won't be my last. I've read a lot. Let's just dive into it. And again, I'm not going to read to you. This is not me reading the book to you. But the jacket's amazing. And you can see some highlights. And the highlights are optimism, courage, focus, decisiveness, curiosity, fairness, thoughtfulness, and integrity. And he just writes a sentence or two on each of them. And I'm already smarter than I was 5 minutes ago. Optimism, even in the face of difficult choices and less than ideal outcomes, an optimistic leader does not yield to pessimism. Simply put, people are not motivated or energized by pessimists. Boy, do I agree. And I can get negative just like anybody can, right? Like, so I took the current organization that I'm currently leading, I took over, well, it was a mess. And boy, were they pessimistic. They were dying. They believed they were dying. They had a donor who had to bail them out a couple times by writing big checks because they couldn't make their payroll. Boards of directors were challenging, to say the least. And so you take over this organization knowing what you know, but knowing you don't know anything yet. And the first day you meet employees, and I'll tell you, I had 2 key employees at the time, small organization, about 20 employees, 2 key employees in program and 1 key employee in the resource development world, raising money. It's a nonprofit. And the 2 key people in program, I had a meeting day 1, and young lady walks in and basically sits there and rips me a new one. Now, this is her first time sitting down with me, her new boss, and tells me how her husband is mad at X and her husband is mad at Y, our organization. And they feel and they feel and they feel very passive aggressive, very angry. Never told the person that preceded me, I assume, right? Because she's blasting it on me. Negative, negative, negative. Then I sit down with the second person. Boom, different set of issues, but not happy. And then I sit down with the third person. Not as negative, but oh my gosh, telling me a story of dysfunction. Hard to go to work the next day not being pessimistic. And I don't know how well I succeeded on day 2. Long term I succeeded, but here's what I know. Nobody follows an angry leader very long. It works for a short amount of time, just like a football coach. That football coach can yell at you and get you motivated once, maybe twice, maybe once a game. But if that's all that coach is doing is yelling, 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 there's no value in it, right? You can yell all you want, but if you yell very selectively, I'm thinking as a football coach, to get some attention, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you're yelling all the time, you're just a jerk. I think that's what he's saying here. At least that's what I'm interpreting. I had to make them see that I was a good guy first. And when there's a lot to do and you're really freaked out about, oh my gosh, how do we hit payroll? Oh my gosh, these employees hate each other. Oh my gosh, these employees don't even like their job. It's hard to be positive, but they're not going to do what you want, need, hope they're going to do if you're being negative. Courage. The foundation of risk-taking is courage. And in ever-changing, disrupted businesses, risk-taking is essential. Innovation is vital, and true innovation only occurs when people have courage. It is scary to tell everybody, all right, we're going this way. Whether they thought we were going this way or they thought they were going another way. Once you say, all right, guys, we're going this way. It takes courage. Because people want to say, ha, told you were wrong. You know, I remember one of my first, I had to hire some people for this team. I had to hire some people because I had to fire some people. You can't fire them first, right? Because then there's nobody to do the work. So I hired 3 people. Basically, I didn't say this in the ads or nothing, but hey, if you came in and you didn't punch me in the face, you were getting a job. So I hired 3 people real early. And it takes courage to take a risk on someone, just like it takes courage for them to trust you. And one of my board members, who's still on the board, he's a great friend now. It's going to sound more negative than he meant it, but he basically, after I had to let one of the first 3 hires go, he said, ha, see, you screwed up. And I'm like, that's not very encouraging, right? You have to have courage to make mistakes. You have to have courage to make decisions. I think that goes with anything, but certainly with a leader in a leadership position. And I believe that Bob Iger is going to show us a lot in this book on how he's had to be courageous, and he was successfully. Focus. Allocating time, energy, and resources to the strategies, problems, and projects that are of the highest value is extremely important. It's imperative to communicate your priorities clearly and often. Sometimes the best leader is the one who repeats him or herself the most and the most clearly. You have to have a teachable point of view, and then you have to say it over and over and over again. And that's annoying sometimes. Like, nobody likes to hear the same thing over and over again. You know what's worse than that? Having to say the same thing over and over again. But whether you have 200,000 employees, I think, like the Disney company has, or 10 to 15 to 20, like I have had at different times in our organization, focusing your time, focusing your efforts, and focusing your words is vital, and it's so easy to get caught up in day-to-day stuff. If you're not putting your time focused on the most important things, you're not going to achieve anything great. You're going to there's always a fire. Someone else can put it out. And that's something that people need to hear. So to stay focused is everything. Decisiveness. All decisions, no matter how difficult, can and should be made in a timely way. Chronic indecision is not only inefficient and counterproductive, but deeply corrosive to morale. It is better to make a mistake quickly than make the right decision 6 weeks later. And people don't want to believe that, because you can fix it. You can make a decision and say, I didn't like that way. What's worse than not making a decision in leadership, certainly where I work, and I'm sure everywhere, is when I have to make a decision. People are waiting for me to make that decision so they can know which way to go or what to do or whatever, and I'm not ready. What I've learned, and certainly I didn't know this when I first started, but what I've learned is I'm okay. My personality is definitely okay with making mistakes. I'm not worried about being judged. I know I'm being judged. Feel free, I don't care. I would rather make the decision and be wrong than not make the decision. And lots of people, because that whole thing about being judged, feel free, like I said, being decisive, making the best decision you can, but making it quickly is it's imperative, to use his word, and I like what he says there. Curiosity, a deep and abiding curiosity, enables the discovery of new people, places, and ideas, as well as an awareness and an understanding of the marketplace and its changing dynamics. The path to innovation begins with curiosity. If you're not curious, you don't want to learn. People who want to learn are curious. Hey, how did you do that? Hey, what is that? Hey, what's going on there? Hey, that's different. Hey, how did you accomplish that task? If you're not curious, and by the way, that's one of the things that somebody like me is looking for in an interview. I try to find out, are they curious? Do they want to learn? Do they feel like they know everything already? Are they done? Most people are done learning, by the junior year of high school, which is kind of, pathetic. If you're curious and you want to get better, you're looking to get better. You're looking for a more effective way to do it. You're looking for a cheaper way to do it. You're looking how to raise more money in a better way. Whatever it is, you got to be curious to do those things. And at Disney, oh my gosh, I would hope they're curious. One of the things that was happening before Iger was there was they were stuck in the past. They were absolutely stuck. They were afraid of technology. They wanted to celebrate, my opinion now, they wanted to celebrate where they were, but not embrace new things. I think at Disney, they were less than curious than they needed to be. We'll find out as we follow along. Fairness. Before I read it to you, something that I've had trouble with. I hate it when people say that's not fair. So this will be rough for me. Fairness. Strong leadership embodies the fair and decent treatment of people. Empathy is essential and is accessible. People committing honest mistakes deserve second chances, and judging people too harshly generates fear and anxiety, which discourage communication and innovation. I have trouble with this one. I'll just be honest. I don't value fairness like the average bear. I think I don't want to hear your excuse. I want to see how you're helping me help others, right? I run a nonprofit, so we get to help others. And I don't really like to hear why they can't. Now, that said, hopefully I'm not attacking somebody when they make one mistake. Hopefully I'm giving them chances to grow. But fairness is a rough one for me, and hopefully I can learn something from Iger and others here. Obviously, I care about people. Obviously, I'm empathetic. But I'm very unempathetic of people who want to just waste my time telling me why they can't do something. So I'll need to learn on that one. Thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness is one of the most underrated elements of good leadership. It is the process of gaining knowledge so an opinion rendered or decision made is more credible and more likely to be correct. I think that goes right with curiosity. I mean, if you're not thoughtful, if you're not thinking deeply about issues that matter as it relates to your employees or your organization or whatever, you're just hoping to be right. You're just throwing a dart. I mean, that's why people like Bob Iger and other great leaders are well-read, are well-rounded. They know a lot about a lot, and they put a lot of people around them that know more about a lot than even they do. Anyway, and integrity. Nothing is more important than the quality and integrity of an organization's people and its products. A company's success depends on setting high ethical standards for all things, big and small. I've learned this the hard way. If you let little things go, they think you will let big things go. Whether it's me taking a shortcut or me allowing people to take shortcuts in whatever, it's really burnt me. It's really has like that. And that's where that empathy thing and fairness is rough for me. Hey, if I'm giving some grace on that mistake, some people are like, oh my gosh, thank you for not being so harsh. And some people are like, well, I can make another mistake and another mistake. And it's hard sometimes because then they'll say things like, well, you let him get away with it, or you let me get away with it last month, or whatever. And so that one's a rough one too. Obviously having integrity, hopefully that's not the rough part. Hopefully we're all, well, no, we're not all full of integrity. I've had people steal from my organization. So obviously not everyone's full of integrity, but hopefully everything can be put in the box of doing what you feel is the right thing right then and there. My point in reading this to you is simply, I haven't even got to the pages yet. That's just the jacket. And I'm giving my opinions, obviously, on what Iger said. It won't be this much me. It'll be more Bob next time. Well, we'll see how it goes, but holy cow, I'm fast. I thought that I'd be reading chapter 1 and chapter 2 before I created 4 or 5 minutes worth of content, but the jacket alone's got me inspired. Chapter 1 will be the next video. I'm going to read it right now. I won't post it tonight. I'll post this one today, obviously. I guess that'll probably be a preview too, or a preface, or whatever they call it. Whatever. The jacket's inspired me. Has it inspired you? The link is in the description. Smash that Amazon link. Go to your Amazon page. Buy the book. If it's interesting to you, I'll get a percentage. You'll pay the same price. We'll get to read it together. Actually, if you click the link, you can go buy anything else that works that way too. Feel free to do your Christmas shopping, but I'm not trying to make dollars. I'm not opposed to it. Go pick up the book. Read along with me. I'm excited. Bob Iger, The Ride of a Lifetime, Lessons Learned from 15 Years as CEO of the Walt Disney Company. I don't even care. I mean, I'd rather have 1,000 views every video, but I'm going to enjoy this. I'm fired up, and just making me talk to the camera here is going to make me learn this even better. And if one of you follows along and learns something too, well, we both win. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you're interested, buy the book. Amazon link below. I have no idea I would be doing a whole video just on the jacket. I'm pretty excited. Go pick it up. Iger's Ride of a Lifetime, CEO of Disney. Thanks for listening on episode 1 of Dolewhipdad's Book Club. I'm really glad you're still here. If you're here till the end, well, I guess Mr. Iger didn't bore you. Well, I guess I didn't bore you. I guess you're going to be following along. I hope you do. Have the best day ever. See you next time. Bye for now.